anxiety. It doesn't knock on the door because it's already inside your head. Picture this. You're lying in bed at midnight. The room is quiet. The clock ticks slowly, yet your mind won't stop racing. 1,000 thoughts strike like sharp knives. What if tomorrow everything collapses? What if I fail? What if they think less of me? That's the cruel part. Even when the outside is calm, the storm is raging within. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your judgment of it. And you have the power to revoke this at any moment." This is the essence of Stoicism. It doesn't teach us to run from fear, but to face it, to understand it, to train ourselves to stand unbroken when the storm comes. And today, we'll explore 10 timeless Stoic strategies to conquer anxiety, lessons that guided emperors, philosophers, and ordinary people alike toward inner peace. So stay with me until the end, because one of these principles could be the turning point for your life. If you're new here, welcome to the Stoic Habit, where we turn ancient wisdom into modern strength. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. Strategy number 1. Small but not small. The power of a single step. When anxiety strikes, your mind often leaps into the distant future. You start asking yourself, what will happen to my career 10 years from now? Will I lose everything? What will people think if I fail? And suddenly, the weight of that gigantic picture crushes you. You feel paralyzed, but the Stoics teach us to see it differently. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do what lies before you, as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life. Not a lifetime, not a decade, just this step right here." Think of a marathon runner. 42 kilometers can look like a death sentence if you stare at the whole distance. But when he focuses only on the next stride, the next breath, the next moment, the impossible becomes possible. Step by step, kilometer by kilometer, he finishes the race. Anxiety works the same way. If you try to solve your entire life at once, you drown in fear. But if you pause and ask, what is the one small thing I can do right now? The burden becomes lighter. Call a friend. Tidy your desk. Take a short walk. These may seem like nothing, but remember this. Small is not small. Every minor action adds up. Each small victory is a brick, and brick by brick, you build an unshakable fortress of calm. Here's a simple practice. Whenever anxiety tightens its grip, write down the tiniest step you can take in the next 10 minutes. Don't underestimate it. Those small steps, repeated daily, create unstoppable momentum. The Stoics knew this secret. Peace is not found in controlling tomorrow. It is built, patiently, by mastering the step in front of you. Today, strategy number 2. The gift of the present. Practicing gratitude. One of the biggest fuels for anxiety is that we rarely live here and now. Our minds drift endlessly backward into regret or forward into fear. We replay mistakes that cannot be changed. We worry about futures that haven't even arrived. And in doing so, we miss the only moment that truly belongs to us, this one. The Stoics reminded us that life is always lived in the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Think about that. You cannot breathe yesterday, you cannot touch tomorrow. The only breath you hold is this one. Yet how often do we let the present slip away unnoticed? A simple walk, a conversation with someone we love, a quiet sunrise. All of these are gifts, but we treat them as ordinary until they're gone. The remedy? Gratitude. Gratitude is not just saying, "Thank you." It is the discipline of seeing the ordinary as extraordinary. It transforms what you have into enough. And when your heart is full of gratitude, there is no room left for anxiety to invade. Here's your practice. Every morning, before touching your phone, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't need to be grand. Maybe it's your health, a warm cup of coffee, the fact that you woke up at all. Do this daily, and you'll notice something shift. Your attention begins to anchor in the present. The mind grows calmer. Life feels lighter. Remember this: the present is called a gift for a reason. Even if the world around you seems chaotic, this moment, right now, is yours. Don't waste it. Don't overlook it. Gratitude is the gateway to inner peace. And when you choose to live with gratitude, anxiety loses its grip. Strategy number 3. Silence the noise. You don't need an opinion on everything. How many times has your peace been stolen? Not by what happened to you, but by what you felt you had to respond to. A news headline, a random comment online, a colleague's remark that had nothing to do with you. And suddenly, your mind is in turmoil. Why? Because you believed you had to react. You believed you had to form an opinion. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You always have the power not to have an opinion." Think about the freedom in that statement. You don't owe the world your constant reaction. You don't have to carry the burden of judging everything as good or bad. Some things can simply be. The truth is, much of our anxiety is self-inflicted. We overanalyze. We comment on things beyond our control. We fight battles that were never ours to begin with. And the cost? Our calm, our focus, our joy. The Stoics knew that tranquility comes when you care less about what others do and more about how you respond. When you stop needing to correct, argue, or prove, you reclaim your inner power. Here's your practice. Today, when something irritates you, whether it's online, in the news, or in a conversation, pause. Ask yourself, do I truly need an opinion about this? If the answer is no, let it go. Imagine how much lighter your day becomes when you stop carrying every piece of noise inside your head. You don't need to react to everything. You don't need to speak about everything. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful response. Remember this: the more you simplify your mind, the stronger your peace becomes. And in that peace, anxiety cannot survive. Strategy number 4. Face your emotions. Don't bury them. One of the greatest misunderstandings about Stoicism is this. People think Stoics were emotionless statues, cold, unfeeling, unmoved. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Stoics did not suppress emotions. They studied them. They examined them like a doctor examines a patient. They asked, "What is this feeling? Where does it come from? Does it serve me or enslave me?" Seneca warned us, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right. When you ignore your emotions, when you shove them into the dark, they don't disappear. They grow in the shadows. Like debt on a credit card, the longer you avoid paying, the more interest builds up. That's why Marcus Aurelius journaled, why Epictetus questioned every assumption, why Seneca wrote letters to his friend. They understood, you cannot conquer what you refuse to face. Anxiety is often the result of emotions left unchecked. You pretend you're fine. You tell yourself to just get over it. But beneath the surface, the storm gathers strength. The solution is courage. The courage to sit with your feelings without judgment, to write them down, to talk them through, to hold them up to the light of reason. Here's your practice. Tonight, before you go to bed, spend just 5 minutes writing about one emotion you felt today. Don't censor yourself. Don't polish the words. Just spill them onto the page. When you see your feelings in writing, you begin to separate yourself from the storm. You realize you are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are the observer. The Stoics didn't run from emotions. They mastered them. Not by denial, but by understanding. Remember this: an emotion ignored is an enemy, but an emotion faced becomes a teacher. And from that teacher, you gain wisdom and peace. Strategy number 5. Stop suffering twice. Master the power of imagination. Most of our fears never actually happen, yet we live them over and over in our minds. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And Mark Twain echoed the same truth centuries later. I've lived through many terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Think about that. How many sleepless nights have you wasted worrying about a meeting, an exam, a conversation, only to realize the event itself was far less painful than the nights you spent dreading it? Anxiety thrives in the unknown. It feeds on what-ifs. What if I lose my job? What if they leave me? What if I'm not enough? But the Stoics remind us, the future is not in our control. The only thing we ever truly possess is the present. When you suffer in advance, you pay the price twice, once in your imagination, and again if it actually happens. And often, it never does. So the practice is simple. Refuse to suffer before it's necessary. Here's your practice. The next time your mind spins a worst-case scenario, pause, write down the exact thing you're afraid of. Then ask yourself 2 questions. 1. Is this guaranteed to happen? 2. If it does, what small step can I take to handle it? You'll notice most fears dissolve under the light of reason, and for those that remain, the act of preparing calmly replaces the chaos of constant worry. The Stoics were not naive. They knew hardship would come, but they refused to die 1,000 times before death arrived. Remember this: imagination can be your prison or your freedom. When you discipline it, you stop suffering twice. You reclaim the present moment, and in that moment, anxiety has no power. Strategy number 6. No one can harm you without your consent. People can insult you. They can criticize you. They can even betray you. But the Stoics remind us, they cannot truly harm you unless you give them permission. Epictetus taught, you are hurt the moment you believe yourself to be. And centuries later, Eleanor Roosevelt echoed, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Think about that. Harm is not in the words spoken to you, but in the story you tell yourself about those words. If someone calls you weak, it only wounds you if you accept it as truth. If they mock your dreams, it only cuts deep if you hand them the blade of your self-worth. Anxiety often grows because we surrender too much power to others, power over our confidence, our peace, our identity. But the Stoics urge us to take that power back. You control your perception. You control your response. You control the meaning you assign to what happens. Here's your practice. The next time you feel attacked by words, by judgment, by someone's opinion, pause and ask yourself, does this define me, or does it simply reveal them? If it doesn't align with who you know you are, release it. Let their words fall to the ground, harmless. Imagine building an inner fortress where insults cannot enter unless you open the gates. That fortress is built brick by brick, every time you choose not to take offense, every time you refuse to see yourself as harmed. The Stoics knew pain is unavoidable, but harm is a choice. Remember this: the world can touch your skin, but only you decide if it touches your soul. Guard that choice fiercely, and anxiety will lose one of its sharpest weapons. Strategy number 7. Walk into nature, movement as medicine. When the mind feels heavy, the body often carries the cure. The philosopher Nietzsche once said, all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. Seneca agreed, reminding us that the mind, like a field, must be given rest and movement, or it will grow barren. Anxiety thrives when we sit still, trapped in our thoughts, scrolling endlessly, replaying every fear. But the simple act of movement breaks the cycle. A walk outside, fresh air filling your lungs, the rhythm of your steps syncing with your breath. Suddenly, the noise inside grows quiet. The Stoics knew this truth. Walking was not just exercise, it was a practice of gratitude, of presence, of returning to what is simple and natural. Think about it. When was the last time you left your phone at home, stepped outside, and simply noticed the sky above you, the ground beneath you, the miracle that you are here, alive, walking in this moment? Movement is medicine, nature is therapy, and together They calm the storm of anxiety more effectively than hours of overthinking ever could. Here's your practice. Every day, take at least a 15-minute walk without distractions. No phone, no headphones, just you and the world. Let your senses wake up. Notice colors, sounds, textures. Allow your mind to wander gently, without force. You'll be surprised how problems shrink in size when viewed under the open sky. The Stoics were warriors of the mind, but they understood the body and soul are deeply connected. A calm walk is not an escape. It is a return to yourself. Remember this: the world outside is not separate from the world within. Step into nature daily, and you will find that anxiety cannot follow you as easily when you keep moving forward. Strategy number 8. Journal your mind, the power of self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not for the world, but for himself. They were his private journal, his way of wrestling with fear, doubt, and anxiety. And here's the truth. Journaling is not about writing beautifully. It's not about crafting perfect sentences. It's about creating a mirror for your mind. When you write, you slow down the storm of thoughts. What felt like an overwhelming chaos becomes words on a page, clear, concrete, and far less terrifying. The Stoics understood this. Seneca wrote letters to Lucilius to sharpen his own soul. Epictetus urged his students to examine their daily actions. Marcus recorded his struggles as emperor, reminding himself of what truly matters. They didn't hide their emotions, they processed them through reflection. Anxiety thrives in the unspoken. Left in the dark, fears grow larger. But when you bring them into the light of language, they shrink. You see them for what they are, temporary waves, not permanent oceans. Here's your practice. Tonight, take 5 minutes and write about one worry you carried today. Don't censor yourself. Don't edit. Just write. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Why does it matter to me? What part of this can I control? It doesn't matter if you use a leather journal, a scrap of paper, or the Notes app on your phone. What matters is consistency. 1 line a day is enough to begin. Over time, these lines connect into clarity, and clarity builds calm. Journaling is not about the world reading your words. It's about you reading yourself. It's about building a daily ritual of honesty where you confront your thoughts before they control you. Remember this: the written word is a weapon. Use it wisely, and you transform anxiety into insight, confusion into clarity, fear into strength. Strategy number 9. Choose the strong handle. How you hold life determines its weight. Epictetus gave us a powerful image. Every situation has 2 handles. One handle is weak, it breaks in your grip, leaving you powerless. The other is strong, it bears the weight, turning even hardship into growth. Anxiety often comes from grabbing the wrong handle. Something happens, you lose a job, someone betrays you, plans collapse, and immediately you say, "This ruins me. I can't recover. Why me?" That's the weak handle. It makes you a victim of circumstance. But Epictetus challenges us to choose differently. He reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. The strong handle is to see the same event and ask, what can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? How can I use this to rise? History is filled with examples. Epictetus himself was born a slave, his body broken, his freedom denied. Yet he did not cling to the weak handle of bitterness. Instead, he chose the strong handle of wisdom, turning his suffering into the foundation of one of the greatest philosophies of resilience. Here's your practice. The next time something painful happens, big or small, pause and ask, which handle am I holding right now? Write it down if you must. Then deliberately shift your grip. See the lesson. See the training. See the opportunity for strength hidden inside the struggle. Life will hand you many burdens. Some will be unfair, some will be brutal. But the weight of those burdens is not fixed. It depends entirely on the handle you choose. Remember this: victims see obstacles, Warriors see training. And the Stoics chose, again and again, to hold the handle that makes them stronger. So when anxiety whispers, "You can't handle this," answer back with clarity, "Yes, I can, because I choose the strong handle." Strategy number 10. Turn trials into training. Transform struggles into strength. Every obstacle you face, every hardship that shakes you, is not the end of your path. It is part of the training. Epictetus once told his students, "You've been paired with a tough opponent, and that's how you become Olympic class." What he meant is simple. Life is not punishing you, it's preparing you. Anxiety often whispers, "Why is this happening to me?" The Stoic answers, "This is happening for me." Think about steel. It only becomes strong after being tested by fire. Think about muscles. They only grow after being torn down through resistance. Your spirit works the same way. Every setback, every rejection, every trial, if you choose, becomes a refining fire. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacle itself is the path. Here's your practice. The next time life throws a challenge at you, reframe it. Instead of saying, "This is breaking me," say, "This is training me." Write it down. Repeat it aloud. Because words shape perception, and perception shapes your reality. Think of a time in your past when you thought you couldn't survive, and yet you did. Stronger, wiser, more resilient. That is proof you are being shaped, not shattered. The Stoics didn't ask for an easy life. They asked for the strength to rise no matter what life gave them. That strength is available to you right now. Remember this, struggles are not stumbling blocks, they are stepping stones. Each trial is a lesson, each setback is preparation, and each hardship is an invitation to become the person you were meant to be. So when anxiety says, "You're doomed," reply with Stoic clarity, "No, this is my training. This is how I rise." Conclusion. Anxiety will never vanish completely, but you can learn to live with it just as a sailor learns to navigate the storm instead of wishing for calm seas. Stoicism doesn't promise a life without fear. It promises the power to choose your response. And when you choose wisely, you become the master of your mind, not its slave. So here's my challenge. Leave a comment below with the words, "I choose calm," as your commitment today. If this video brought you value, give it a like, subscribe for more Stoic lessons, and share it with someone who needs peace.